Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to part 35 of the Abandoned Kids Challenge. And if you are returning, welcome back. And in this part, we are still on vacation in Salvador. The kids stayed at the water and did some more fishing for a few more hours, and they've just finally returned to their rental property. And I did have them rally the troops one more time while they were out, just to try and give Brian still that boost. So he's going to bed because he's pretty tired, and the others aren't really that tired, so they're going to be up a little bit longer, and then they will go to bed and get up and go do some exploring, hopefully in the morning. Though we may go back to the cantina briefly before they go exploring, because I couldn't find a pet food bowl in Amelia's inventory in the last part when I went to go try and feed her. So while we have pet food here, I'm not 100% sure if she will stay here on her own if we take all four of them out to go explore. So I kind of think I want to be prepared. I'll have to see. So I have Amelia working now on her jungle or her archaeology scholar aspiration, and she had to uncover an artifact from a dirt clump. And because we bought a dirt clump for her and of course for Brian in the last part from the secret wares menu, she has one already, even though they have done no digging. And she is actually level 3 of the archaeology skill because she had done some reading on archaeology before she came along. I probably should have had her do this over at the cantina because we can have a club gathering going on there, and I'm pretty sure in our club, which we can't have right now because if you see this, it'll say club gatherings are not available here. Sims will have to travel to another venue or to one of Bloom Family Club's members' residences and gather there. So you cannot have a club gathering on a rental lot. So in the club perks, I'm quite sure that I already bought the archaeology. I did buy the archaeology and the Salvadorian culture boost, which has probably contributed to why they rocketed through that so quickly. I have done that with a sim with no boosts, no reward traits, and no club boosts, and they still have got it pretty quickly, but of course that's only going to help them get it quicker. So it is not one that takes a lot of time to max, which is good because it is something that can help you when you're exploring, because there's a couple of the attacks, the fireflies, that help them with it, and that can happen when they get attacked just out of random, and it can also happen when they're exploring. That can be one thing. Actually, I don't know if it's the bugs, but there is something that's a Salvadorian culture boost, one of the pop-ups that will help. So if you've maxed it, it's one way to get through more easily. So it is a really, I like to go and max it as well as pick up, hang around and wait for various things to come, so you get more of the various things to be prepared for going exploring, because it can be have a lot of negative things happen to your Sims if they're not prepared, especially with like the attacks and whatnot. And if you want to get them through it the best possible, then it just helps them do that. So, of course, the last part was quite long, much longer than my usual parts. But so hopefully I'll keep a better eye on the time this time, so it's not so long, because I don't like my parts being so long like that one was. And I'm recording back to back, so I'm not sure if I will have been able to perhaps edit a little bit out of that to make it not so long. So she got the uncover from a dirt clump, so that's good. And she can authenticate it, but I don't know that I really want her to authenticate it, because that's part of the next. The only benefit of authenticating it is that will help her with, it looks like I can't put it in her inventory right now, because so maybe now I can put in inventory. So there we go. The advantage of doing it after is it's part of the tier for doing that, and then it'll just speed up getting that part of it done. So is this ready? We can harvest an avocado tree. She still has got enough energy to go out and do a little bit of that. Though, of course, we don't really need to, because she can also do that. When you go right in at the first place, there's an avocado tree there. And, of course, there's beans somewhere, black beans around. But maybe what would be best is, why don't you, Sylvia, what you doing? You're hugging your brother. That's very sweet. I take it you're not going through you're going through a rebellious streak. Okay. So why don't you come play? And Eric, see, oh, he's actually pretty close on his conflict resolution, though of course Sylvia's the one who needs to be closer, more closer. So I probably should be concentrating a bit more on Sylvia and have Eric come join the game. And Brian is sleeping because he's still pretty tired. How are the rest of their needs? They all need to go to sleep pretty soon, and she's actually quite hungry. So maybe what I should do is have have Amelia come back and cook some food. I don't know where she's on a gourmet cooking skill. Cook a gourmet meal. Oh, she's maxed that one too. She's maxed them both. So I'm going to just make a simple dish of garlic noodles, and then we can put that in the fridge. So there will be some food around for everybody. And then I think what I will actually just do, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, is I'm going to take them to bed. So after the food is done, I will have Sylvia eat, but then the rest of them will all go off to bed so that they are in good shape, hopefully, for going out tomorrow morning. And I chose to have Brian sleep over here in that one, and have Amelia sleep over with the younger kids, so that, you know, it's a strange place. So in some ways, setup is kind of similar to their home, but it's just the bedrooms are a little bit smaller, and it's just an all-in-one bathroom, whereas their bathroom, this bathroom is actually bigger than their bathroom. Their bathroom, the toilet is separated from the bathing area. Actually, the sink is separated from the bathing and toilet area. That's what it is. So, and you're actually hungry too. So I think they'll both eat, and we'll be back in the morning. Well, it's now noon on Sunday, and they, had a sleep. They all ate, and Brian even did his homework all by himself. So we are here now at Bella Trailhead, and the kitty cat did stay at the accommodations. When I first came to Salvadorada with pets, I found that they would always come with you, but then when I added some pet items to the rental accommodations, I found they stayed behind. So I don't know if that's what you need to do to get them to stay behind, because they just were always just good to come, and then they would go in the bushes, and then they would get sick, which is why I kind of wanted the pet not to come with us while we were exploring, because there are bushes around that they can get into, because they also came with Jungle Adventure and are in the world here. So here we are. This is the entrance to the trailhead, and we can read the poison awareness posting, which will come here. So I gotta hit play for it to come up for us. Eventually. Oh, she has to come over here also for her to come up for us. So this just sort of warns you about some of the dangers of it. Caution in cases of poisoning. Please consult with local Sims for antidotes, which we had already heard about. So we are going to... Okay, that's an interesting hug. Every now and again, the little game glitches with hugs and things like that. But luckily, it doesn't always happen. It's important to prepare for the many dangers lurking in the jungle with the right adventure gear. Check the marketplace vendors to see what helpful items they are offering. The selection is always changing, so check back often. So I currently have them both on the archaeology scholar aspiration, and let me get this out of our way. So she is level 3 of archaeology. Her fishing has got to 5, which is probably not high enough. Her fitness is not very high. Her gardening is actually pretty high at 8. And her handiness is quite decent at 7. Logic, not so good, only 3. In terms of, what you need. And then, of course, the culture is good, which helps you with pop-ups. Now, let me check with Brian, just out of curiosity, who is the best one. He has fewer skills, but his charisma is 6. Let me take a look at fishing is lower, fitness is lower, his gardening is the same, his logic is 5. I think we're going to let Amelia come here and clear the path with their hands, because I think 8 is actually high enough for it not to give her a problem. Fingers crossed that I'm right about that. That 8 is high enough. Now, I do not think that this counts as being for the Nature Jungle Explorer. There's one that's find an area off the path. She just likes to make messes all the time. Stop, clean up, and then why don't you she caught a couple of the flowers. And speaking of which, why don't we put one more over in her inventory and one... She doesn't need it, I don't think, because I don't think the kids get attacked. So we're going to have you play. And are you making a mess too? No, you're good. You're playing with emotion, I think. So that's really quite good. And you want to sing in the shower. But I didn't pay enough attention to have him sing in the shower. So let me go fast so that hopefully we can get through this quicker. And let's just double check with Amelia that she's not... No, we don't want to go to Shea Lama. She doesn't seem to be getting any negative moodlets from clearing this with her hand. And of course, it is helping her gardening skill. So when you do clear this with your hands, it works on their gardening skill. That's the plus side. And... Brian, I don't think you're actually high enough in the violin skill to play with emotion. But you may as well play, even though you're probably going to get embarrassed and everybody's going to get stressed from listening to you because you're not high enough. So we're going to take her through, and over she goes, and we're going to get a pop-up, of course, for her. And let's flip over to her and put her onto her, quickly onto her skills. So higher archaeology skill, and we do have a fire quencher. Well, we don't have a fire quencher, so we can't miss the bird. So unfortunately, I find that if you try to scare off the bird, and whenever I've tried to do these, which is not very often, granted, it tends to be negative anyways. And protectively, this second option, which you need the skill, well, she doesn't have very high skill, but we're going to try it and see what happens. She's disappointed to have missed such a potentially significant scientific moment. So she vaguely remembers a legend about a creature born from a strange egg. She tries to observe the egg scientifically, but ends up falling asleep. When she wakes up, there's an empty egg, no creature, and no bird. So I guess she's going to be sad. But, unfortunately her skill wasn't high enough. Yeah, there it is. She's sad. Scientific near miss for 3 hours. Oh, well. Sorry, sweetheart. So you're here. There's one of those poo-hoo bushes, as they're called. And is the one off of here open, or is it... No, it's closed. So this particular one leads you to the plane site, the plane crash site, and it's locked for us for this trip. They just randomly have certain ones closed on various trips. So if we want to go, we can go across here. And you know what I'm going to do, because that didn't actually count, is I'm going to put her back over to our archaeology scholar aspiration and have her have her excavate, I should say. The kids and them, they're all fine where they are, so they'll continue to do what I asked them to do. So we'll just leave them there because we can't, she's not high enough in the archaeology skill to create a dig site for them to be able to dig together. I don't know that the kids can dig. I've never actually tried. Oh, she's getting attacked. And what did happen? She quickly considers her options and settles on using the Guzmania polonus flower. So it's advertised as a way to keep bees distracted. Time to see if it works. So it should have worked. So she's okay. So preparation perfection from distracting bees with the Guzmania polonus flower, which is why I stuck it in her inventory, because I really don't think I've ever noticed the kids getting attacked. They may. I've just not noticed it personally. So let me know if you've seen kids get attacked when they are in the jungle adventure world. So, and I find in the early days they get attacked left, right, and center, but then by the time you get to the part where you want them to be attacked, they don't get attacked as often. Or that's been how I have found it. But maybe it's because by the time I get to that part, their skill levels for things are higher, and so they don't get attacked as much. I'm not sure. Let me know if you've ever noticed that too. So let me see, can we get through this dig pile? It takes you a while. You're not even excavating a whole site. You're just excavating a pile. There she goes. She did it. She got one artifact-shaped dirt clump. So I'm going to put her... Oh, and that did count as 2 because she stood up partway through, and then it counted it as 2, even though she's actually only done 1. So we're going to go back over to this, and I still don't think this is off the path, because I think this is still the path. If that plain site 1 had been open, that would have counted as off the path. But it wasn't, so I'm going to have her clear the path with the machete, and we'll be back when she gets the pop-up, so we'll see what happens then. But in the meantime, I'll just let her... Did I clear it with the machete? I did. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. Clear it with hands and I'll be back. So we have our pop-up, Mysterious Pedestal. Nestled in the jungle is what looks like an ancient pedestal of some kind. On top is a shiny treasure, clearly placed there as an offering. It's just there for the taking. So should she take it or leave it behind? So she can leave it, she can take it, and in this case, higher Salvadoranian culture skill leads to better results. And we have maxed that, so I think we're going to choose that one. But we could also have pushed it off with the machete, which consumes the machete. But we don't need to do that because we've maxed our Salvadoranian culture skill. So this should be, fingers crossed, successful. While chatting with the locals, Amelia had heard rumors about such a treasure in the jungle. By recalling the lyrics from a traditional song, she follows a sequence of steps that safely deactivates the trap. The treasure is hers for the taking. So there she goes. She is through and she made it. And as I thought, that's not off the path. Let's take a look at her inventory as to what she got. Because of course she didn't get anything the first time because she just got said. She got a bullseye Amazonite gold pareca worth 8,914 simoleons. So their bills are going to be higher because of that. That combined with their house. So the others are still over here playing their violins. So this is one thing with this sort of setup, but even though they're in slightly a different area and you have to go through the things to get there, they're kind of still in the same spot. So it's kind of a neat thing that I quite appreciate. So we're here in this area and it has, oh look at that, she can dig. But I'm not going to dig yet. What I'm going to do is we can go over here, and there's one here, which is what I'm guessing then. Is this open? Yeah, this is my favorite one. This is goes to the island where there's really, really good fishing, and you can actually fish up these frogs. I'm not saying you get a lot of them. I'm not saying it happens a lot, but it does happen, and it's very handy, I have to say. So I'm going to take her so that she's going to try and find an area off the path again. This is not off the path here. When you have this, that's where you go to the temple, which will probably actually go to the temple in the next part. Right now, we're just going to try and see. I don't know between these two. I don't know which of the two go to. So I know one goes to the swimming area, but it will tell you that that's where it goes to. And I don't know if that's considered an area off the path or not. So we're going to go have her clear her path with hands here, and I will again be back when I get the pop-up. Well, I said I'd be back, but it turns out the kids do get attacked because Sylvia got attacked by her. Oh no, she's going to be uncomfortable, and I could have given her some things. Poor thing. Because we had some spider repellent. So I learned that they can. We're going to have her play with emotion, but I'm going to check everybody else's inventory. Let me get that out of the way and see if we have any. I don't want to get rid of the flower. I think that's just unfortunate. If she gets stung, she gets stung. Because we kind of need that. But we do have some spider repellent. So we will give her a spider repellent. And then we will give one to Eric. Because we want to make sure that they each have at least one of them. Because I don't want her to get, in really bad shape again. But we want to leave some. And there we have a plasma bat bait. We didn't get very many of those, so we'll give one to each of the kids. And I know that Brian also got some of these things. He got the lightning insulation powder. Hopefully they don't need it. I'll let him keep the spider repellent, but I'm going to let him give one of his plasma bait traps to Eric. I bought what I could, essentially, right? That's why if I had gone back, it would have been good because we might have picked up a few more things. But I kind of just wanted to start exploring. So maybe we weren't as prepared as we probably should have been if we had perhaps gone back and tried to pick up a few more things. But I was a bit impatient to go exploring. So again, unless something happens, we'll be back when Amelia is through this gate. Well, we got another watchful observer where they need to have higher archaeology skill for better results. So I think she's going to have another sad mood left because I'm going to protectively watch the egg and she's probably going to fall asleep. Yeah. She goes to sleep and she misses it. So she'll be sad again. And here we go. Is that off the path? Yay, it was off the path. And she needs to... Where is this anyways? Oh, this is the spot where I think my sim got cursed with the the chest. Because there was one spot where my sim got... Oh, but there's fishing here. But this... I think this has a crocodile. I think there's fishing here. Let me hit play. Let's take a look. There's water here. And there's some waterfalls. And, yeah, my sim got cursed. Yeah, there is fishing here. And this is where I caught, and there is a crocodile. So there's a couple of fishing spots. So here's a fishing spot right there. I don't know if I've caught the frogs here, because I did come here. And I thought it was, I got confused that I had been to the island, but no, this is a different spot. This is not the island. I don't think this is the island. I don't think there's two islands, because there's water over here, but there's not water over there. Let's take a look and see. See, there's the temple. Yeah, it is right beside the temple, which makes sense, because it's on the other side, but then the other one is also on the other side. So we have a few dig spots. I don't think digging these will help their archaeology skill. And that's not excavating, that's digging, right? So it's not quite the same thing. Now I'm curious whether... should we dig a chance? Maybe I will have her open the treasure chest and we will see what happens, and then we will leave this part there on that. And are they still all playing their instruments? And she just likes to make mess. She's my messy kid, and he's making messes. So let's take a look. Let's concentrate. Oh no, she's doing that. I'll be back when she's about to open her chest, because I don't want this part to go on as long as the last part. So here we go. We'll find out whether she is blessed or cursed. She gained some simoleons, 478. She got a blessing, and that's supposed to a curse. She got a blessing, and she put some adventure gear in her inventory. Now, what did she get? She looks like she maybe got waterfall in a bottle, because there's a new thing for that. And that's all I'm seeing. So, let's just check what her blessing is. I don't see what it is. So she discovered from reaching a hidden jungle area, and she loves the outdoors because she has that trait, and the sad thing has gone away. So I'm not sure what her blessing was. She got the spirit of Valampasol has blessed Amelia with the blessing of the budding wallflower. With this introduction to a new random sim, will this introduction to a new random sim lead to a great friendship, a steamy romance, a bitter rivalry, or will it simply fade away? Okay, well, we have to go meet someone for that to figure that one out. But we're not going to do that in this part, and we don't know if we'll do it in the next part, because the next part we're going to go and try and explore the temple. So that's going to be it for this part. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!